So who's Tom and Rhino have not seen Weapons.
I thought you'd have talked about it by now. That's why I was late.
No.
Dude, really? You think that it's only been 40 minutes?
My most anticipated movie of the year and disappointed me.
And we got Indemon.
Really?
You are like the only person I've heard so far give it a negative reaction.
Disbro didn't like it either.
Oh, really? I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
So.
I think he was the only one on FNT that didn't like it.
Yeah, I saw that he didn't. Yeah,
I didn't hate the movie. I just thought it was like kind of overhyped for like what they were like selling it as.
Yeah, but you liked Fantastic Four, so
I thought that it was fun at least. But like Weapons was just like, I mean, it's hard to talk about without spoilers, but I'm just gonna say like it's like what it ends up being. Like the reason is like the safest, thing they could have picked, I guess.
The reason they vanished, that's
like like what it was. Like
that's exactly what I kind of thought it was going to be. To be honest,
and that's the problem is that it was what you thought it was going to be. That's the problem. Is like
it was predictable. They did some, like, without spoilering, they did some things that made it a very unique movie, and I thought the acting was good, the characters were believable, but I do kind of agree with you. I wish there was more to the reason behind
like
everything.
once you find out like why the kids are disappearing, you're kind of just like, oh, that's it. Because like one of the fan theories for the movie, this is not a spoiler because this wasn't true anyway. So one of the fan theories was that it was gonna be like a modern reimagining of like the Pied Piper kind of like folktale story, how like the Pied Piper led all the kids into the woods with the sound of their music and stuff, but they would do it in some kind of like modern, creepy, whatever way. And I thought, okay, that could be interesting, but like that's
that's based on a true story, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, right, but yeah, but then
no, I'm serious.
The chat is begging us not to spoil it, so I don't.
Yeah,
think
it's really hard to explain. Like I would say. I think the message of the movie without spoilers, like the way I understood it,
people are selfish.
If you haven't watched it, people are selfish, and the movies like the way I looked at it was that like the message of the movie was that older generations.
In fact, the only unselfish person gets murdered.
Yeah, like basically
get hit by a car and his head explodes.
The whole point of it is like older generations don't care about the livelihoods or the well-beings of younger generations,
so it's woke,
and they will like.
I would not say this.
I didn't think it was woke.
No.
At least it's better than Superman.
I don't know. This movie to me was just long legs again. Like it's just like overhyped.
I liked it.
Kind of like whatever.
I did. I'm in between a 7 and an 8 on this. I need to watch it again. A 7 and an 8. There's a lot I liked about it. It's definitely one thing I really like. The movie doesn't hold your hand or try to get over. It doesn't try to explain shit. Like it assumes that you're just following along and you getting it. And I appreciate that.
Andy.
That's true. No, chat's saying it's not woke. No, it's definitely.
I was joking because you said that the old generation doesn't care about the young generation, which is
I didn't notice that.
That's like it's like that is like that was the message I got from the movie of like what was happening, because like obviously I can't talk about the spoiler part of the movie, but let's just say like the thing that is the villain of the movie, I guess, in a sense, like the way I interpreted it was like this force doesn't care about the well-being of the younger people. It just wants to like make itself have a better life. Does that make sense without spoiling it?
Sure.
In the context of the movie, because I can't say if I can say what it is.
This is a hard movie to talk about without spoiling it.
Yeah, that's why it's hard to say.
I think most people were very, even the younger people, everyone, even the children were selfish. There was only one child that wasn't selfish and was always bullied. I'm going to try to not spoil. I swear I'm going to try. But what annoyed me for the first half of the movie was we weren't making a lot of progress towards, well, what's going on here? There were a lot of questions posed and it was really creepy, but it was just everybody was kind of a selfish asshole. It was actually kind of funny at some points. Like, I don't know if you guys thought it was funny, especially the way it ended. It was scary and funny at the same time. Maybe it's just me and I'm weird and I laugh at, dark stuff.
No, it definitely was. Yeah, it was definitely.
Yeah. So it is actually kind of a funny horror movie intentionally, I believe. But
okay, so like
the parts that annoyed me,
I would say it's more of a thriller than a horror movie. Because it's
Sure.
not really that
Yeah.
scary.
No,
Compared
no.
to Final Destination, which I laughed my ass off from beginning to end.
No, it's a very serious. There's no jokes really in this movie.
No. I laughed at all the
No, there is.
hilarious ways people were dying.
Yeah, they're not.
No, like the gore was really funny. But maybe it's just me.
See, I think she knows
I
where I'm
actually
coming
found
from
some
here.
of the jump scares and weapons are actually like they actually got me. There's one, again, I won't spoil it. I will just say it's early on, it's in a bedroom, and someone looks up. And like the jump scare was, for me, that was like an effective jump scare. But and like I also did not like when you find out like what's going on, obviously, the thing that's going on, it's very unsettling to look at. I don't like the way it looks, but again, I just don't like what it ended up being, I guess, without spoiling it. So, but
Is Endymion talking about a penis?
I liked
No,
the
no.
ending.
no.
I liked the ending of
It's
the
just
movie.
really hard to say
It's
without
not-
spoiling it. So
It's
I
not
like how it ended.
It's kind of an indifferent ending because I say it's hard to talk about without spoiling it, but like it's not a totally happy ending, which I kind of
No,
like.
I did like
very-
that part.
fucking
it's very
tired of
bittersweet.
happy endings all the time.
It's a
I
very
love that
bittersweet
things
ending.
didn't, return to normal, and I liked how it ended. I think the antagonist's reasoning could have been better. That's my biggest critique.
Yeah, the antagonist's whole like origin and everything I felt was just not very interesting at all, and like how it all kind of comes together and like why the kids are getting abducted and stuff, and when you find out the reason
Mhm.
why, you're kind of just like, this is the most
Well, they
like
explain all that.
milquetoast. I know, but it's just the
They
most like
explain
milquetoast, like
the villain, and
basic
if you
explain it, like,
listen,
thing
there's a
ever.
lot that gets dropped about that villain.
No, I understand why the villain's doing what it's doing. I get it. Like again, I can't spoil it, but I know why it's doing. That's why
very
that's what I said.
old too.
That's why I said the point of the movie is about older generations. It's like basically what I found, because like the guy who wrote it, Zach Kreger, I don't know
Probably
if he's a millennial.
The
but,
villain, the villain has been around since antiquity for sure.
Yeah, but like
Especially
I feel
using
like
consumption.
it feels
as a
like Zach
disease.
Kreger is writing
because that
from,
predates
the
like
mentality of a millennial.
tuberculosis, man.
Yeah, I know,
So-
but the way he's writing it is like he's writing it as if he's like from like the perspective of like a bitter millennial that looks at like how boomers kind of ruined everything for everyone else. with,
I
like, you
didn't.
know, the-
I didn't feel that at all from it.
That's what I felt like he was trying to say
Mm.
with like the story a lot.
The chat feels like you guys are spoiling it a bit.
We haven't really
It's so hard to
we-
not
tiny
spoil.
things that haven't
We're not even
ruined
telling
anything.
you like what, yeah. We're being very.
We haven't
very
even told you
nebulous
what
and purpose.
happens with the kids.
Well,
really,
dude,
we haven't even
can I
told
say,
you
it's
a lot
it's
about the
somebody-
villain.
As somebody who hasn't seen it, you just talked about the most effective jump scare. Talked about the moment it's in a bedroom, you look at the ceiling. You've just ruined that jump scare for everyone in the chat.
Rhino,
fuck
just
There
go
are
watch
so
porn.
many scenes in bedrooms. It won't be a spoiler.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not the only
Oh,
jump scare, so don't worry about it.
A lot of
There's
scenes in
more.
bedrooms.
I'm just saying, the chat
Yeah.
is saying that it's being spoiled.
Okay, well, it's really hard to talk about this without spoiling it. So it's kind of
I don't
impossible.
care personally because I don't really care about watching the movie. But I'm just saying, like,
I think the reason why I was
you don't want
disappointed
to
is
spoil
because
it. They feel
if
like
you
it's
knew
being
the
spoiled.
story behind of how this movie got made, it makes it seem like it was going to be the best thing ever created. Because, so if anyone doesn't know, this isn't a spoiler. This is just like how the movie was made, how the guy wrote it. So Zach Kreger, his friend died in real life. He was intoxicated, and his friend fell off a
Mhm.
balcony, and he died from falling to his death. So
Oh,
yeah, it's a real thing. So in order
Mhm.
to cope with the death, he basically wrote this movie as like a therapy session for him to like get those feelings out of him from his friend dying, and that's why the story is written. That's literally why he wrote the story.
That's not a
Okay.
complaint to me because there's so many stories that have been told
I know,
based
but
on
I'm just
stuff
getting
like
to it.
that.
So, but that's not the reason why it was overhyped. The reason why I felt overhyped was because when he wrote the story, apparently he sent it out to a bunch of different studios, whatever. They all read the script obviously before it got made, and then everyone got into a massive bidding war over it, and everyone was trying to get it. So basically, one of the most notorious ones was Jordan Peele, the guy that did like Get Out and Nope and Us. His
yeah.
thing, Monkey Paw Productions, I think that's what it's called. So he wanted this movie so badly to be under like his, label, whatever, that when they lost the auction for this movie, because it was like a massive bidding war, he ended up like firing the people that he like started in Hollywood with, because they lost this movie to the other people that I guess bought the movie. So This movie was like the script alone for this movie was bought apparently for like $30-something million. Something absolutely insane. Like the director of this movie made like $10 million alone, just like directing the movie,
Wow.
and he wrote it.
You
So
know, I'm not saying
when you
Demian's
hear
lying
all
because he's
this,
probably
you're like,
telling
oh my
the
god, this
truth.
movie's like the most amazing ever made. And then you watch it because like, oh wow, these are all fighting over, and like, how could it be so good that like Jordan Peele like fired his own producers and all this shit? Like, so you're thinking in your mind like, this has to be like the most amazing horror movie ever made. That these people are like climbing over each other to get to it, and then you watch it, and you're kind of just like, it's good, I guess, but like it's just not like what they, were marketing it as. Like, this is like the scariest. It's Long Legs all over again. If you haven't seen Long Legs, it's the
No.
same thing. Like
I haven't
everyone
seen-
said
so I don't
Long
wanna
Legs is the
hear it.
scariest thing ever, and then you watch Long Legs and you're like, it's a great movie for about an
I
hour.
still need to
and
watch
then-
it.
Yeah, and then Long Legs, same thing. Once they start explaining what's going on, that's when it falls apart.
They
The
don't
same way with this for me.
I like the biggest thing I liked about this movie is it doesn't hold your hand.
Look, and
And it-
Demian's probably telling the truth, but why is it every time he tells one of those stories, it sounds like he's just totally making the shit up as he goes?
I know, but I'm not. It's literally what happened. Like, go look it up. Like Jordan Peele
It's just like
fired
he's
his
just making
producer.
shit up.
I did
I'm
hear
in
that
between.
too.
I'm in between a 7 and an 8 out of 10 with this movie because I just don't know
I would
quite
give
where
it a
I
7
fit.
at best. I would give it a 7 at best, but I'd probably give it like more like a 6 for me. Yeah.
You got to use the right phrasing for that. It's an IGN. Out of 10.
I need to watch it again.
I
need to watch
I
it again.
think Long Legs is probably worse than this. This movie though, it does like jump around a lot with characters, which a lot of people like that about it. I personally don't. I would rather the movie just kind of stick to like the core like one or two people and just tell the story from their perspective, but it doesn't do that again without spoiling. So I didn't really like that either about the movie. I felt like it kind of ruined the pacing of the movie because it's like I really want to know what's going on with these people, but now you're showing me like these people's story instead. You know what I mean? Again,
I
that's me
thought
being
that
as
was-
vague as
Renegade
possible.
said he was going to
Yeah.
jump on to talk about it, but he didn't.
I like the I don't think it's so much as I guess it could be interpreted as jumping around, but what the movie did was it went through different perspectives. So it told the story up until basically the final showdown from one character's point of view and then started over from another character's point of view. And I kind of like that because I like mysteries and I like piecing things together for myself. So you would see a character the same scene from one character's point of view and then like 30 minutes later it's another character segment of the movie and you'd see their point of view. You didn't even know they were watching the
I
other
like
character.
that. Yeah, that was
I
one
thought
of the
that
biggest
was
things I
really
liked.
cool.
That
Yeah.
you see like the main focuses of the story. You get to see each of their stories individually, and then they tie it all together. I like that.